Hi, what's up, you guys? It's Shane, and we're back with another speed build on a fine Sunday. I don't know if it's actually a fine Sunday, but I'm hoping it is. I'm being optimistic. Today we are doing a mid-century build here in The Sims 4, and I hope you enjoy it. I was just feeling like I wanted to use some mid-century vibes. There's that paneling in from Eco Living that I wanted to use, and I wanted to do a dip down, uh, not a dip down, sunken living room, which I don't get to do very often, but I think it turned out really cute. And I gave it a little sunroof. I didn't adjust it for the walls that I place inside, but you can imagine I did, or you can fix it in your own game. I didn't. I just think it's really cute. Um, but yeah, so we're just building this mid-century, and I guess we can yap for a while. I hope you guys enjoy when I yap. Um, what has been going on? I recently did a game night with a friend where we played Monster Con, and that was a lot of fun. If you don't know what Monster Con is, it is a virtual novel style dating sim where you date monsters. And I fell in love with this character named Omen. She did not fall in love back with me. It was very upsetting and a blow to my ego. I'm very bad at Monster Prom. Um, I never get a date when I play with my friends, which is funny because it's just ironic that I just can't get a date in this game. To me at least, because I'm married, I have a husband. Obviously I do know how to date, but in this game, no idea how to get a date. But yeah, I only have this at 4 times speed, so you'll be able to like see what I'm doing exactly. Otherwise, this video would have been very, very short, and I really didn't want it to be that short. Um, But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do on this patio area because I wanted it a little enclosed. There's this house I used to drive by all the time that had something like this where they had like a walk-in area with like a fence blocking it. And I thought it was so interesting. And I always wanted to build something like that. And I think I did once, but I didn't do it well enough to my standards. So this was really fun to revisit this idea. And I think this house turned out really cute. But yeah, we got to use a lot of fun colors in this build. I use a lot of oranges, which I never use. Orange isn't one of my favorite colors, but it is one of my brother's favorite colors. This is partially inspired by them because these boys in like my brothers, they freaking love orange and blue. It is their go-to color scheme anytime that um they make anything, they customize anything, it's always orange and blue. So it's kind of inspired by them, and they're not gonna watch this. They don't watch my videos. I don't really tell them about it, but I was thinking about them when I was building this. It was a lot of fun. It was just my brother's birthday recently in IRL, and we got to go play board games, which I love a good board game. Maybe one day if I stream, I'll do a board game stream or something, or digital board game, because I don't know how I feel about that. But like, I don't know. It kind of depends. What else can I yap about? What other games have I been playing lately? I have been playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley, which I've considered playing here on there, but I feel like if I were to do a Dreamlight Valley Let's Play, I would have to start from the beginning, and I'm not willing to delete my save. Because I have sunk in so many hours. At one point I had no quests left. And then I didn't play it for a couple months, and I got an expansion, and now I have too much to do, and I'm a little overwhelmed constantly in it, so but I've been playing that casually since they just did the Aladdin update within the last couple months, so I was looking into that, and then they just rolled out Alice in Wonderland, so I've got to do that. I think I miss Tiana, and I'm kind of mad about that because I like Tiana. And I don't know how to get her in the game otherwise. So here I'm just placing furniture. This changes. This goes through a freaking process. I don't know what I'm doing half of this time. I did not know what I wanted in this sunken living room. But yeah, so but Dreamlight Valley's been fun. Maybe I'll do a Disney inspired build one day, like if a Disney adult had a house, um, or build something based off a Dreamlight Valley house. I don't know. Um, because right now I think I'm sticking to speed builds until further notice. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but we will figure it out. Um, but yeah, what else? What else? What else? Um, yeah, I've been reading. I've been watching Bones, which, oh my gosh, I just watched an episode of Bones where I should have been paying closer attention because I looked up and like they were talking about JF Kennedy or yeah JFK, and I was like, what is going on? Um, that's a show that I need to pay better attention to if I'm going to sit down and watch it, because like it's a blink and you miss it. They had an entire episode that was X Files inspired, and it was so much fun. They had the X Files theme play at some point. Um, which if you know anything about Bones, it feels very X Files inspired at times because you have this FBI agent who's very like he's Catholic, he believes in a greater thing, but then you have like the cynical, skeptical doctor, is how I will put it, but she's uh Sully in X Files is an actual doctor, but she's also an FBI agent. But Bones, she's not an FBI agent. She's just a contractor working with the FBI to solve crimes. So it's very interesting how they do it. And you can see the parallels because you have another slow burn between Bones and Booth. It's not as much of a slow burn as X Files, but it is very, very fun either way. Man, I messed around with this one area for so long. I think it is half the build because I wasn't sure if I wanted it like enclosed or if I wanted it all open. And I was like messing with the floor plan, trying to figure out what I wanted to do here, and I went through phases with this build. And I didn't even place all the windows yet. I did not know what I wanted to do yet. I think I ended up making the house slightly bigger because I was like, fuck it. I just need one extra tile. Just one extra tile. That's all I need. Um, but yeah, I had fun building this. It's different. Because I kind of default to like a more suburban type build sometimes, and sometimes it's fun to get out of my comfort zone and you know have like not necessarily need like a full dining room or whatever, but um yeah, I just had so much fun. I don't know why I placed a window there. It gets covered by a shower and a tub combo, but whatever. It is what it is. It's The Sims. What matters is it looks pretty from the outside, right? Um, and then it functions. Gosh, this kitchen was so interesting for me to do because I did not know what I was doing until I got halfway through it. I ended up using like these orange shaded counters, and I ended up using like orange appliances. Sorry, I was watching the build and I got distracted because I was like, what am I doing? And I was just messing with like the counters themselves. But it's so much fun to make an orange and blue kitchen. Like I said, it was inspired by my brothers lightly because I just hung out with them. Um, but it's just a cute little 2 bedroom, 2 bath house. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if I keep those chairs. Oh, I do keep those chairs. I have feelings about these chairs all of a sudden. Um, not strong feelings, but feelings. I don't think I like the stripes on them, and I don't remember if I changed them or not. I don't think I do. It's been a while since I filmed this, so bear with me. I'm doing all that pre-recording for the move and not quite knowing what my setup's gonna be like. So sometimes I'll do batch recordings and then I have to come back in and watch it and be like, hey, wait a minute, what was I doing here? Um, I was gonna do these funky colored rooms, but I think I ended up chickening out of it for one of the rooms because I wanted to use a certain swatch of the bed that was more yellow. Um, but yeah, I think the house turned out pretty darn cute. I know I say that a lot. I say that all the time. I'm so sorry, guys. I like to pat myself on the back for my build sometimes. Um, this is another spot where I spent a ridiculous amount of time was the bathroom because I wanted to use the sleek bathroom stuff. I wanted to see if I could fit it all into a 3x3 bathroom. And I think I managed to do it by the skin of my teeth. Like, just barely I managed to do it. I wanted to sink that down so bad, but it just didn't want to work the way I wanted it to without using a cheat to get it to work. And I don't know, man. This is a really slow speed build. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I ended up deciding, okay, I'll just place the toilet in the sink and see where everything lands. Which I think was the best move because then I could like really figure out the shower after, which, you know, I like this bathroom. It's pretty cute. I like stacking the shelves like that and having these cute shelves. I'm gonna try not to make my bathrooms all look the same, but I definitely make my bathrooms look the same for a while. Like when there's like new items and stuff, I'm like, ooh, girl, let me add it. But I just find it hard because like I want to do tiled walls in all my bathrooms, and I struggle with that. But as you can see here, like I really wanted to use this yellow bed. I was like, well, how can I make this work? And I was like, oh, yellow wallpaper will work. And like none of these look good. So I ended up defaulting to the brown, which isn't very creative, but I think it works well for this space. And I pull in more yellow with those nightstands. And I don't know why I am so obsessed with putting lights like that right there. Realistically, in real life, I probably wouldn't unless there were like plug-in lamps that like just went on the wall. But like if they weren't plug-ins, I would lose my mind if there were two on the wall lights like that. Because you couldn't move your bed. You would be like, oh, you have to put your bed here. And God forbid, like, your bed is a wonky size. Like, and I like to move my furniture around. So it would just be so frustrating. Um, but yeah, we are almost to the end of the build. I think we still have some landscaping to do. I don't remember if I've already done it or not. I don't think I have. And then we've got the kids' bedroom. Um, which I used the bunk beds. I was gonna try and fit two beds in there, but I was like, no, I want to fit some other stuff in here. I want to fit um I want to fit a computer and a dresser in there. And I was just having a hard time doing it with two beds. So I decided to tuck that dresser right under there. Um, yeah, I hope you guys like this build. It was pretty different for me. Um, I also think I want to do some builds where I just redo existing houses in The Sims where I don't touch the walls, I only redo the interiors. Because I do that in my actual gameplay sometimes. Um, but I don't know. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you guys want to watch, what you want to hear me talk about. As long as it's something that, like, I feel like I can talk about, you know? But yeah, we're getting towards the end after I do some landscaping and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Like, there's a couple minutes left, but we can just vibe and watch the video, and I will see you guys in the game. Alright guys, so we're gonna jump into game. Once again, this is another one where I have to do an voiceover for the tour because for some reason my audio didn't record, so I'll have to check OBS. So we are going to go into the front of the house where you have this nice open concept and the sunken living room, the dining room. And I just love how it turned out with the blues and the oranges. I think it's really funky and cool. And, and I hope you guys like it and are able to tell some interesting stories here. And I love the orange kitchen that's tucked back there. Um, I think you have plenty of counter space. I know there's no upper cabinets, but with the windows, how they are, you understand. I'm sure. I'm inferring that you understand. Um, and then over here we have the hall bath, which it's just a hall bath, It is what it is. Um, but I never get to use that sink from Tiny Living, so I was pretty happy to get to use that too and use some of these assets. And then over here we have the second bedroom, which is like a teen or kids room. I didn't put a lot of toys in here. I wanted to leave it kind of blank so you guys could tell the stories you want to tell. This should be up on the gallery as well, under Shane the Spirit. I built this over in the middle of nowhere lot in Windenburg. But over here, let's look at the main bedroom and the main suite. So we have our cute little yellow touched bedroom, and then the bathroom. I use the sleek bathroom stuff because I'm obsessed with it right now, in the ensuite. So yeah, I'm talking faster than the build. But if you're wondering where the fixing is, because I always fix something in these builds, just you wait until I go to roundabout. I forgot to color some of the walls on the back of the house, which is kind of embarrassing. I forgot to do the roofs too. So here's a nice little turnaround, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want to see more mid-century builds, if you want to see other types of builds. What do you want to see on this channel? Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and there's the fix. One of these days, I won't have to fix anything when I come into a tour, but today is not that day. But let me know what you want to see, and for now, thanks for watching. Bye!